This is new for me, having some masked characters in studio. They are Mr. Speed. Good to have you guys here. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Great to be here.
Hey,
Thanks
everybody.
for having us.
Yeah, some of the folks you might recognize these. Paul Stanley type look. We've got Ace Frehley type look, Peter Criss, and also Gene Simmons. They are the world's best tribute band for Kiss.
Appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Let's take a moment to talk about what folks are going to experience with Mr. Speed.
They're going to experience probably an extremely entertaining show. If you like Kiss, you're going to love us. If you don't like Kiss and you just want to be there for the atmospheric condition, you're going to be entertained.
Yeah, it's going to be rock and roll at its best. I can imagine that you got all kinds of music planned that has been nothing but Kiss hits.
Exactly.
Yeah. Will you be playing anything from the solo albums? 1978, you had everybody was doing a solo gig.
Actually, yes, Joe. Joe, who plays Ace, we're going to play his song.
Yes, we're going to do New York Groove.
Mm-hmm.
And
Off
Joe's
the
got a
solo
really
album.
nice surprise. He's got a very special guitar that he uses every time we do that show live. So the fans that come out to see the show will get to see a very cool theatrical part of the show when we play New York Groove.
Uh-huh. Now, folks are looking at this, they're probably thinking, hey, that looks like the real deal. You put on a show that is next to the real deal. It's pretty awesome. They're touring Europe right now. You're touring Ohio. A little different.
Right.
But will we get to see the blood and everything from Gene Simmons?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Yeah?
Absolutely.
Now, let's tell everyone who you are exactly. Your true names are?
My name is Rich Kosak, and I play Paul Stanley.
I am Joe Hess, and I portray the spaceman.
Andrew Scambatti, and I play Peter Criss.
I'm Alex Lords, and I play the demon.
And this is why we wanted to bring this up, because, Alex, you just started with the group here of late, right?
Just joined up.
Yeah, what was that first night like for you?
It was incredible, unlike anything I ever expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to pinch yourself for a secn and think, wait a second, I'm actually on stage with
I had
these
Rich
guys?
pinch me instead.
Yeah, we had to pinch him. We had to
Is
pinch
that
him.
right? A little motivation, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this is all to benefit Operation Whiskers and Rock for Tots, which we were discussing just a moment ago. And Peter Criss' action here, the Catman, it was like, hey, where do I sign up, huh?
Yeah, where do I sign up? Because apparently this is a cool little thing. And for those of you that don't know, I do have whiskers on my face.
Yes, which is why they call
Irony.
him the Catman. Compare what it's been like. For instance, you go back to when you were kids listening to Kiss, and you probably thought, hey, this is cool. I'm going to start playing some of the music. Next thing you know, you're jumping into this as a career.
Well, actually, the concept for the band never really was intended to be what you see here sitting in front of you. It was just meant to be two guys recording Kiss songs onto a cassette recorder. That's all it was ever meant to be. And after about 6 months of that, it sounded pretty good. So the original lead guitarist and myself started to put an ad out for a drummer and a bass player. And before we knew it, we had a band. And never in a million years that I think 21 years later, I would be sitting here talking to you and the listening audience, talking about a band that was never really meant to be. But now we're considered the best Kiss tribute band in the world.
That's pretty awesome. And to be up on stage and see the crowd reaction, describe what that's like for you on a nightly basis.
Well, it's better than my mother's kitchen table when I was 7.
What's cool about that is we know where the fans are coming from, because although we're in the band, we're also fans of Kiss. We have an extreme amount of passion for Kiss, so we understand the adulation that our fans award us, because we award the same thing to the real Kiss.
Yeah. Have you heard from the guys from Kiss? Have they given you a, hey, you're doing all right, keep it up?
Well, they haven't stopped us. So I look at that as a little victory.
Absolutely.
They actually, some of the members of Kiss have seen us perform. We've performed with Ace Frehley, with Eric Singer, with Bruce Kulick, with Bob Kulick. All these people are intimately involved in the Kiss family. So we've done performances, be it 1 song, 6 songs, 5 songs, with these different individuals over our 21-year career. So there's got to be something said if these guys are willing to get up on stage and play with us, because we're thrilled to death to be able to play with them.
You've been doing this about 20 years now as Mr. Speed. And about 20 years into Kiss, they went unmasked. Do you have plans to go that route? Or
No.
only during rehearsal?
No.
Absolutely. No one would want to come see that.
No one wants to see us any other way.
Well, it's funny. We all understand that nobody kind of wants to see the guys under the masks. The audience they come to see Kiss, they want us to be Kiss. They don't really care about Rich, Joe, Andrew, or Alex. They want to see the demon, the Star Child, the cat, the spaceman. They want to see that. So we deliver that to them. No one really cares about the guys underneath the masks, unfortunately.
And I got to admit, when they went unmasked, I lost interest. It was that persona you're talking about. That's what people came to see.
See, I never did. People always say, how can you listen to Lick It Up or Animalize or Revenge? But that was Kiss. As long as we had Kiss, I didn't care because there really wasn't a whole lot of anything else that was all that good that was out during those time periods either. So I'd never strayed away from the Kiss ship, if you will. I loved everything that they did. There's a couple songs I could have done without on some of the records. They don't speak to me, but overall, I think just having Kiss, even The Elder, having that record available. I can remember getting that shipped overnight from my sister in L.A. to my house in Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving morning. So I'm sitting down to eat Thanksgiving dinner with my family, but all I cared about was the UPS driver delivering my Music from the Outer vinyl at the front door.
Yeah,
so
much different for a kid back then. And kids have their own interests now of what they want to jump into. Let's touch on where the makeup came. When was the first time you put the makeup on and then realized, hey, we're onto something here?
Well, I know I got into my mother's makeup to kind of try to do Kiss makeup. Everyone was so concerned about being G.I. Joe or Superman. I always wanted to be Kiss. So I kind of got in there, and I think I used whatever eyeliner that she had and kind of drew the makeup on my face. And I mean, I was really young. I was maybe 5 or 6 years old when I did that. But, when the band first came together, it made sense to wear makeup. There was never a question of us not wearing makeup. If we're going to portray Kiss, we have to portray the characters that Kiss are famous for.
But I find it funny, though, Dan, that people ask us all the time, "Oh, you're in a Kiss tribute band. Do you guys wear the makeup?" That's usually the first question I get asked. That, and then, are you guys going to do Beth? Those are the two most popular questions over 21 years.
That was, I did have a request to ask you to play Beth, and I said, well, I'll have to leave this up to the one ballad. It just seems that was a hit. It really rings true for some folks close to home.
Yeah, we play 19 other songs if people want to hear Beth.
Exactly.
How about the 19 other great songs that we're going to play, too?
Right.
Gene, how long did it take you to get used to wearing chains?
I'm still getting used to wearing the chains. So this is quite a heavy outfit.
Yeah, do you like pinch the chest hairs or anything
like
that?
Or,
yeah,
a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I'm a big boy.
What about the boots? What if people can? We're shooting video of this. Vanessa, if you can maybe pan down, take a look at some of the outfit here. What's it take to put this costume together for each one of you?
Patience.
Money.
Yeah, a lot of money. You're looking here collectively at about $10,000 worth of costuming.
Wow.
And then put that onto a stage set with a back line. It's about another $10,000. So we put about a $20,000 product on stage every time we go out and perform, regardless of where it is. And it takes a lot of dedication on our part to make sure that we get it just right. Like the chains on my boots were actually purchased from a little company in Australia. And, a lot of the work was done up in Canada. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find somebody that can make platform boots. We actually passed a boot maker on the way to the studio.
Bob's Bootery, yeah.
And I'm thinking about going down and talking to him and seeing if he can make me a new pair of boots.
We actually comment about it in the car.
Well, attention to detail is very important. For instance, if you had the star over the left eye instead of the right eye, people would know. They would know that.
They would know that, yes.
We wouldn't let them leave the room.
Yeah.
We would know it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't buy this stuff at JCPenney, so that's just, you can't.
Do you go to the Goodwill store just in case?
Right.
They need the silver sashes or whatever.
We can only be so lucky. We have to make all this stuff ourselves.
Originally, when Mr. Speed started, we didn't have money to do the outfits that you see in front of you. So when the band first started, we did the suits like on the cover of Dress to Kill. That was our thing. So we did actually go to Goodwill and thrift stores back in 93, 94 and piece together what we thought looked like the cover of Dress to Kill for our first few shows. I think we did our first year dressed up in suits and button-down shirts until we got enough money together and thought, this is actually we're going to try and do something with this, and then we invested in costumes.
Got to ask you about going to Cleveland last year. because you went to the Quicken Loans Arena. The L.A. Kiss is one of the arena football teams, and next thing you know, you're showing up at their game against the Gladiators. What was the crowd like?
Loud. It's funny. At that time, Cleveland didn't have a winning sports team, and now we kind of do. Go Cavs! But Cleveland didn't have a winning sports team, but the Cleveland Gladiators were kind of Cleveland's team that was winning at the time. So the Cleveland audience was pretty frenetic. They really were into this arena football league. It wasn't my cup of tea. I thought it kind of lacked a little bit as far as what an actual football product was going to be. But it was cool. It was cool to have the LA Kiss ask us to come down and participate in the whole event, take pictures with people out in the lobby. So it was very, very cool. I would totally do it again.
Yeah. Biggest arena that you've performed in? Or venue, I should say?
Wow, that's an interesting question.
Would it be Myrtle Beach with Ace?
That's the biggest crowd, I would say.
Yeah, we've done some Akron shows where we've played for 5,000 to 7,000 people. The biggest, I think we're still waiting to do the biggest show of our career. Hoping it's going to be tonight, with the folks, at the venue. But we've done some pretty cool things over the years. I mean, we've been to Puerto Rico, we've been to Los Angeles, we've been to a few points in between. We've gotten a lot of offers that not all of them pan out, but we do get a lot of offers to play a lot of different things. It's just how dedicated is the buyer compared to the dedication of the band. And if we can meet in the middle and make it work, the folks here in Chillicothe have been ultra supportive, completely on the ball and focused on every little detail from the moment we negotiated the show until today. And so I have to tip my hat to all the people that I've met in 21 years. And this is not just because I'm sitting here talking to you and the folks of this town, but Matt and his staff have been just unbelievable with every single detail, making sure that we're taken care of in advance of our arrival, while we're here, and I'm sure after we're gone.
We appreciate you guys making the effort to come in studio with us because, folks, they had to go through the get up here and everything. This whole costuming and makeup, 2 hours, I'm guessing. Yeah,
we just put flesh tone over it.
Is that right?
It's
just wipe it off.
Faces. It's had to do our face. We just put flesh tone makeup over it. And
we got a hose out back. We can spray you down if you'd like. So
I'll need that.
I'll
need that after the show.
Yes. So
pressure washer.
It is Mr. Speed in concert at OUC tonight. The doors open up at 6:30. If you've got tickets, come on in. Have those tickets ready, but you can get tickets at the door still. And again, it benefits our friends at Operation Whiskers and Rockford Tots. Guys, thank you so much, Mr. Speed.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
And we'll continue in just a moment on WBEX.